the people I'm bringing on the podcast so dope because they got through their struggle. Like, and I guess cause I had somebody ask me like, why you don't be talking about the struggles? I'm like, well, first of all, they talking about their struggles. You just gotta catch it because they telling you how they dope.
Right, no doubt.
So if they telling you how they dope, you know they gonna have to get to a point to get to that. Right. What's up, y'all? Look, welcome back to another edition of the Love Conquers podcast. You know I interview dope couples who going to be dropping gems on areas of their relationship that you may be struggling in. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I have never been nervous to do a podcast. I'm nervous to do this podcast. Before I even introduce y'all and y'all get to dropping the gems, and I just got to say this. You guys are one of the 3 relationships that influenced my marriage.
Dope.
And that's huge because I put y'all in the conversation with my grandmother and grandfather who've been married for over 40 years. Then I put y'all in the conversation with my best friend who actually allowed me to, my college roommate who helped me get with my wife. And when I met him at 18, he was with his girlfriend already and they still married. And his influence allowed me to get with my wife and marry her. Like he actually literally pushed me, right? And then I don't think y'all know this, but your relationship is the first relationship out post college that I was able to be around. Like not just like I knew people that was married, but you actually invited me into your marriage. Like for example, you guys were the first couple that invited me to like a couples night. So like for me, you know what I mean? Like me and my wife got to see other grown couples. You know what I mean? Do couple things. Like, and y'all exposed me to that. Like I literally, y'all, I've been to the most date nights and hearing about couple trips from you guys. So like when I say y'all are my top 3 influences, I'm not talking about all these social media relationships and all these Facebook relationships and all these like artists. I'm talking about authentic relationships that like kind of showed me asking you questions all the time, bro. Like, yo, I know you've been married for a minute. How do I, do this? So I just want to say that's a super long intro, but I gotta introduce the burdens the right way. Like y'all, I'm just super ecstatic to have y'all on this podcast. So. Listen, I don't know no better way to introduce y'all, but I tried because y'all amazing couple to me. This is the burdens. I mean, entrepreneurs, parent, just world travelers. Great friends. I don't know where else I can go from that, but we rocking your brand right now, bro. So tell us about it.
Elite Noir, wifey.
Yeah, so Elite Noir is a French name. And the English translation is Black Elite. So basically, my husband and I, growing up on the south side of Chicago, which I've been knowing him since 2nd grade. And we grew up on the same block on Washington Ave. So, and then we linked up in the end, but we can get
we're going to get to the gym.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, so starting a luxury leisure brand is completely me and my husband's passion. We're going to design every single piece. Every piece is going to be designed from scratch. It's custom. And I'm just really excited. We just launched the website about a week ago. And we've had about 50 orders.
So where can they go for the website?
EliteNoir.co. And you can catch us on Instagram and follow us, please. And then we'll update like the new apparel, the new jackets. The fall line is going to be absolutely amazing. Right now, the Madison collection is available, but we're only going up from here. I'm super excited.
See, hey, this is what I'm saying. Y'all a dope couple. Like, this is why I needed y'all on the podcast. That's inspiration. Like, y'all starting a clothing line, right? Like, and then the meaning behind it, everything is inspirational. So, look, the link to their website going to be in at the end of this podcast. I'm gonna drop all y'all social media details at the end of this podcast. Because why not support a dope couple who doing dope things in this world, right?
For sure.
So let's get to the gym. So, let's get to educating the folk and helping them out. I always ask a question, on all my podcasts. What makes your relationship dope?
Well, in my opinion, what makes our relationship dope is having a strong team.
Do you agree with that?
I feel like what makes our relationship dope is we started off of a friendship, and it's been a long time coming, pretty much. Like, I grew up with Eddie. Like, we were in the same class. Like, I remember walking into second grade, and Eddie was, like, checking for me. Like, seriously, like, Alecia dope or whatever. And then as time grew, I had a birthday party. It was my second grade year. It was at McDonald's. And my mom threw me like a lavish party. Back in the day in Chicago, like, even though your party was at McDonald's, she'd make you wear a Sunday dress. So I had on a white and gold dress.
Yeah.
I had lace stockings on. I had lace gloves, and I told Eddie, like, what I was wearing for my party. And he came in there like GQ. Like, super GQ.
In
like,
second grade?
Second grade. He had on all white. He had on a white t-shirt. He had on some Levi jeans.
So wait, hold on. Bring it back. Was that your idea or your mama did that?
That was all me. That was all me.
And you were intentional to say, like, I'm going to go see this other...
Yeah. As soon as I got my hair cut, I knew where I was going. So
I got to go see the second grader.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting flat for the parties. I'm going to see Alecia.
That's crazy, dog.
And it was at the McDonald's on 79th and Western.
Okay, this is about to get good. Look, I'm already hearing so many things in my head of what I'm gonna tell the people what makes y'all relationship dope to me later. So let's tie this all in real quick. So you said teamwork, right?
Teamwork.
That's a big word, like, and it's a lot that you can unpack. What does that mean though for you when you say teamwork?
Well, teamwork. When I say teamwork, from the beginning, a lot of sacrifices.
You thinking about it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A lot of sacrifice, a lot of picking up from others. I don't know.
So if I could chime in, babe?
Yeah, chime in, babe.
So I was working at a Fortune 100 company. I got pregnant, and it was time for me to go on maternity leave. I went on maternity leave. When my due date came for me to return, it was 6 weeks later. Fortune 500 company. I was super embedded in my career. When I came back from maternity leave, this company told me you have to go on overnight. When you work on overnight, you work 4 nights on and 4 nights off. So basically, 6 weeks in, I had a baby, Addison Burton.
How long ago was this?
Addison is 10 years ago.
Okay.
I had Addison, and I was on overnight for a year. Like, that was the contract. You go on overnight, you go on days. You go on overnight, you go on days. So I literally came back from maternity leave. I was on overnight. Eddie had our daughter by himself as a newborn, 6 weeks old. I went back to work at 6 weeks. Eddie had our daughter for 4 nights every single week by himself with no help. And by the grace of God, we got blessed with a nanny / babysitter. Her name is Mrs. Whitfield.
So
super blessing.
At what time was that? Like a year in, 2 years in, a couple months?
6 months in. 6 months
6
to a
months
year
in.
Oh, so you were basically 6 months to a year, like just grinding while wife grind. Both of y'all grinding.
Just grinding.
He was by himself.
Yeah.
Literally alone with a newborn baby for 4 nights a week.
First time father. Jumped in. Really, we didn't even have a clue how we was gonna get it done. It was just, by the grace of God, like, blessings was just dropping.
Gotcha. So that's what you're saying. That's that example of that teamwork.
That teamwork.
That
sacrificing.
When when one person had to either deal with extreme circumstances, the other person just picked up the load
Absolutely.
and was like, "Yo, all right, we just got to work this out together."
That's right.
Yes.
Got you. So, man, so do you feel like a lot of couples don't display teamwork? Do you feel like, okay, so let me ask you like this, because they say this. I always say it on my podcast, right? This is a simple stat, and it's just crazy to me that 50% of people get divorced. You know, and it has went up a little bit to 60%, and it went back down to 50%, but it's in that range. And so, do you think that caters to some of those divorces, like teamwork?
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Is it hard? I mean, why is that though? Is it hard to display teamwork in a marriage? I thought that's like why people got married. Like, why is it easy for you guys, or why you say that was what makes y'all dope? Isn't that like just a part of being married, or you say it's still a sacrifice that people not doing?
I believe, yeah, it's a sacrifice that people not doing. A lot of, I think relationships, folks can be selfish, and, you know, and
Selfish even within their marriage.
even within their marriage. Yeah, it's just, you know, or just trying to fulfill their own, you know, goals and dreams as an individual instead of having that teamwork. And they leave that, you know, some of that stuff out.
But y'all so successful though. I mean, like I said, clothing brand popping, other things y'all doing. Like, how do y'all avoid that selfishness? Because we human. Like, I feel like I always say I bring dope people on my podcast, but I know y'all done been through some stuff though.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Like y'all, like, and I guess I need to say this more. This probably gonna be the first time I said it on my podcast. The people I'm bringing on the podcast so dope because they got through their struggle. Like, and I guess because I had somebody ask me like, why you don't be talking about the struggles? I'm like, well, first of all, they talking about their struggles. You just gotta catch it because they telling you how they dope.
Right, no doubt.
So if they tell you how they dope, you know they gonna have to get to a point to get to that. Right. So like, how do you avoid, you know, staying away from that selfish tendency to like focus on self? Because at the end of the day, you have some individuality, but you say like y'all just come together on every level.
Well, first of all, what we do is we set goals. So every year we'll, you know, beginning at the top of the year, we'll set goals for each other. And what we do, we hold ourselves accountable for those goals, and we stay on top of each other about those. You know what I mean? So when one is slacking, one is, you know, we pick each other up. And like I said, I go back to the beginning. It's teamwork, and from there, you know,
But
help make the dream work.
I guess and either one can answer this, like, cause that's good, like goal setting. You know, that's a gem in itself, right? Like, cause how many couples don't do that? And people, and it's not because it's not even really taught in school, right? Or is it?
No.
You know what I mean? We hear goal setting like in like growth and development type places, but you don't really hear your teachers or people saying like just goal set.
Right.
So like, where did y'all get that from?
So basically, my parents, they've been married for 44 years. And I look to my mom like for advice a lot of the time because I was a kid. I remember like the hard times. I remember the good times. So when it's time for Eddie and I to get focused and we need to change the dynamic, then I'll look to my mom because she's just an inspiration to me. And she's been married for that long. They're like happily married, like still enjoying each other, love each other's company. You know, they're not sleeping in separate rooms. So I really look to my mom, but she taught me communication is key. And so communicating our goals to each other at the top of the year, we do it independently. And then before the year starts, we communicate our goals to each other. And then we write them down. And then we have updates. We have quarterly updates. Okay, 3 months in, 6 months in, 9 months. You slacking on this. The year about to come back. Like, how are you going to reach this goal, Alecia or Eddie? And I feel like that really helps. Just the communication point that we have with each other. And then we have those check-in points. Every 3, 6, every quarter. Basically, we on a quarter basis. And if somebody's slacking, you need to get on it. Like, you got to reach this goal by the end of the year. Because we're not going into another year and put another goal back on the board. So, how we going to reach it together? whatever you need from me, I got you. Whatever we need from each other, we always work together to get to that end goal so that we can reach our goals every single year. Do we reach them 100% every year? No. But we're like 80% there on a regular basis.
And that's why y'all thriving. So I guess yeah, a lot out of that, and I can ask a whole lot off that. But let's take it back for a second, because people, like, you said something earlier, and we gonna dive, because that's a long story. You said it since second grade. I mean, that's the podcast. This might be a two-parter, right? But how long have you guys been married?
10 years now.
10 years.
Yes.
Known each other since second grade.
Yes.
Oh, y'all super dope.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. So when is the anniversary? Or did it pass?
April 28th.
April 28th.
Just passed.
2000.
Nice. Congrats. So that just made 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. All right. So look, if a dope couple 10 years, I know you said, hey, set goals. And then you followed up and explained how y'all do it. I appreciate that, right? Quarterly check-ins. Kind of like treat y'all relationship, certain aspects. I don't, just tell me if I'm
Like
wrong.
a business.
Like a business.
I knew you were going
How
there.
you heard it off?
Yeah, absolutely.
You heard it.
Yeah.
You say you have to?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why?
I look at it more so
And
as
I
like
asked that because I'm already doing business. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I gotta do business with you. Now, I just want to come home and lay on you and just talk sweet good nothings, and I gotta do more business.
Yeah.
Why? Anybody?
So basically, my background, I have a bachelor in science and business, and I also have an MBA. So business is always on the forefront of my mind, and anything that I do is the way I know I'll be successful. Growing up with my father, being a successful businessman, like, it's always on the forefront of my mind. So I just feel like if we're gonna grow as a couple and as a team and as a family with a daughter, how are we going to elevate that without holding ourselves accountable? It's all about accountability. We have to hold ourselves accountable to our goals, or else we could be stagnant. And we'll be in the same place that we were 5 years ago. But holding ourselves accountable and setting goals, that's what's going to propel us to get where we want to be, and we'll grow 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
Got it. So by you guys being high-level professionals, you looked at a model and said, hey, if this model can work for companies, like, they do check-ins, like, they have goals, they have projections, like, why not implement that in the relationship?
Yes.
That's a gem. That's heavy. Like, I never thought about that. I'm like, I just took in a lot from that. So the first thing you said was implement the goals, because that can keep you focused on something versus just getting lost in that individuality thing.
Right.
That I love that.
Right.
And then you double down on it and say, hey, I don't know if because this is not a mentor for you, your mom, but when you say you got somebody that you can go to and talk to that's been in the game, how long? 40 years married?
44.
44 years married.
They've been together 46 years. High school sweethearts from Finger High School.
Man, I did another podcast, and my boy on there, he said, hey, I go to people at my job who've been married for 30 plus years, and I just tune in. So would y'all say that's part of, since second grade, I mean, the 10-year married mark, that having examples from older people couples who have been married maybe longer than you have allowed you to get to this point?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
That's good. That's good,
Right.
man. So I was telling them, we got my notepad. I need to take down these. Me and my wife about to do some goal setting tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I already told y'all at the beginning of the podcast. Y'all a couple I study. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all don't even know I be studying.
Right.
That's why when y'all say come over for the gatherings, I'm there. I'm just trying to be in the presence of married couples who thriving on a high level. Because if I'm in your presence, I'm just gonna rub off on me somehow.
Right.
I just can't imagine I'm in a couple. I'm in a room with high level successful. Let's talk about business. Successful business people, and then I don't never figure out how to get no money.
Right.
Right.
Like I'm in the room with these people all the time. I can't never figure out how to. So I just think about that with relationships.
Right.
Like when I get around y'all, guess what? Y'all bring other couples who playing at the 10-year mark.
Yes.
I'm like, oh,
It's kind of like,
I'm gonna get that.
And it's like
Yes.
a trend, you know. The same way we set the examples for couples that's trying to reach that 10-year mark. We also look up the couples that you know has been there for us. You know,
You say help somebody,
that's right.
get somebody
Yes.
the game,
That's right.
learn from somebody.
That's right.
That's gonna help bless your marriage.
That's right.
That's
Absolutely.
dope. So I know you was talking about teamwork, and what allows your teamwork to grow is the goal setting. Is there anything else that allows your teamwork? Because I know you said it's what makes your relationship dope. Is there anything else that you guys do, like as far as teamwork? Because I know you have a daughter. Like throughout the day, something like this. What is your natural everyday look like? Is it something specific that you guys do together?
Communicating, I would say.
Communication is like number one. Like even for our daughter, like since she's been born and she's either been with a nanny or in daycare, we've always committed to days because my husband is a barber. So Eddie has always committed for the entirety of her life so far. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, he picks her up from school or daycare or camp. 100% of the time, my commitment has always been for Thursday and Friday because being a barber, those are the days that you're in the shop for longer hours. So I've always 100% committed to that. Even if I can't pick her up, Eddie doesn't have to. That's when I call my mom, my sister, my aunt, my cousin. If I can't get there, Eddie won't have to go because he's committed to his business of being a barber as well. And I have to respect that.
Wow. So is it easy for you to stay committed to the days you're supposed to because he's committed to the days he's supposed to?
It's not easy all the time. And sometimes I have to call on my support system. You always hear the saying it takes a village to raise a child, and that is absolutely true. So if I'm working long hours because I am in corporate America, if I'm working long hours, then I'm calling on a family member where they can fulfill my commitment so that he doesn't have to.
Well, I was meaning like from this perspective, like how you said, even when you can't, you still don't bother him.
No.
You still figure it out. Like, is it easy for you to have that mentality because of his teamwork that he provides to you? In terms of like, I know my husband putting in his work on his end, so I know I'm gonna put in my work on my end because he's showing up on his end, and
Absolutely.
then vice versa.
Absolutely. I know Eddie works hard. He gives a lot to our family dynamic, and he's valuable. And I know he committed to those 2 days where he can work late for his clients. I won't interrupt that. No, I won't.
Wait a second. I have a segment during the podcast where I say gym alert. Hold on. Backtrack. When you said he's valuable, what do you mean?
I mean, my husband is valuable as a man. He contributes so much to our family just to keep our family dynamic going. My husband sacrifices so much. I always think back to he sacrificed sleep. Because he was getting up and going to work at 4 o'clock in the morning, but he still had a baby and I was on overnight. So he sacrificed a year of sleep. When our daughter...
Hold on. 3 times, man. 3 times. Yeah. Gym alert, gym alert, gym alert,
God,
gym
bro.
alert.
It's all God. They
Listen,
ask me how to do it. You
listen.
ask me all the time, how do you do it?
I always ask you all the time,
Hit
don't
you
I?
with God. Yeah.
That's how you know. That's how you know I'm not lying. I always ask you. When you say, I have never heard a woman say it, and it just felt so good. As a black man, I felt like I was valuable when she said it. She said my husband is valuable. Like, and I say that's a gem because I think that'll help a lot of people just be valuable in your marriage.
Just be valuable.
Yes.
Like, you being valuable and you showing up every day for your job to get a check. Like, show up every day in your marriage.
In your family.
In your family. For your kids.
Yes.
Like they showing up for you, but damn, what you doing for your baby?
Exactly.
You showing up for the daughter, for the son, but you ain't giving me that. Like, but then you stretch that. Like you explained it thoroughly. You said, hey, valuable to the family, valuable to making as a provider, valuable to this team. Just be valuable. Like show your worth how you show your worth for other people in the companies you work for and all that.
Exactly.
Trying to move up in your career, move up in your marriage.
And it's vice versa, bro. Like if she wasn't that valuable piece as well to me, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing and provide, and, give that equal value.
Because life isn't easy, so it allows life to.
It makes it easy. Trust me, it makes it easy
because how valuable you are to each other.
That's right.
Yes.
Just be valuable.
Just be valuable.
I may name that the podcast. Just be valuable, though.
Just be valuable.
I'll give you another example. Our daughter, because I was the first time mother, our daughter slept in our bed for like a little over a year. Eddie, to get her out of our bed, he slept on the floor in her room for a year straight in order to break her from being in our bed. Valuable.
Who making that type of sacrifice?
Literally slept on the floor for a year straight.
That's a sacrifice.
While I was in the bed.
That's a
He's
sacrifice.
like, nope, I'm gonna break it. You good. Get your rest. I'm good.
Okay. I'll say it in my head. This is probably gonna be the best podcast. And this is gonna be probably my dopest podcast I did. Listen. Yo, what's good, y'all? Look, we gotta take a quick break, and we're gonna get right back to the podcast. I just gotta highlight our sponsor of the podcast, 7 Love Apparel Clothing Brand, one of the hottest clothing brands coming out of the Chicagoland area. They cater to men, women, and children. It's fashionable all year round, and they represent what the podcast represents: family, love, and unity. So go get you some 7 Love Apparel Clothing Brand right now. Go to 7loveapparel.com and type in Love Conquers 20, and you'll get 20% off because, they're a sponsor of the podcast. So let's get right back to this episode. That's big, though, because some people don't get married. They're scared to get married, or they're getting divorced. So, what allowed you to want to sacrifice for each other?
Well, for me, I was really big on union. I've always been really big on relationships, and I can say my parents were my model, and I wanted to emulate, them to a certain extent, but build my own family. I wanted my daughter to grow up with her father in the house. I didn't want to just have a baby daddy, so I was extremely strategic about who I had relationships with and who I allowed into my space. And I can say I had my first child at 30, and it was with the right person. Nice.
So what I got out of that is know what you want. A lot of people don't know what they want.
Right. Yes.
So they get into a marriage and they don't even really want marriage. They just got into it, right? Because somebody asked them. So know what you want. You knew what you wanted.
Yes.
And you didn't allow no man, woman, mom or dad, nobody deter you from what you wanted.
Yes.
And so when you got in this marriage, in this relationship, even before the marriage, that allowed you to sacrifice for him because you knew that you wanted this.
I knew I wanted to be with Eddie, and I know I would sacrifice for him because of the individual and the man that he was when we were just dating. And I also communicated to him then, and we talked about marriage and all of that while we were dating. So there's another key: communication. You have to talk about what you want, what you desire, to ensure that the person that you're with is on the same page as you. Because if they're not, then you have to move on. You can't stay stuck in a relationship with someone who doesn't desire or want what you want. So communication is key. And you guys have to talk about what each person wants and what they desire. Because if you guys are off balance, then it's time for you to exit.
So the first step you said So if I was talking to somebody, right, I would tell them off of that, know what you want, and then make sure your partner know what they want.
Absolutely.
Because just because you know what you want, if they don't know what they want, then it's not gonna work anyway.
Exactly.
That's dope. Like, so I'm assuming you knew what you wanted too then.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like even going back when I was a young guy in grade school, I would write down what type of woman I wanted to be with. What
You were clear.
Yeah, I was clear. I wanted to have an educated woman, a pretty woman for sure, and someone that will compliment me. And then by the grace of God, that did come. He brought me Alecia. So
nice.
That was cool. And I knew as a fatherless child, I wanted to break that cycle.
Got it.
Do something different. I watched my mom in different relationships. Her marriage didn't work. I had older brothers that, they didn't have marriages or nothing, so I wanted to set the example for me. So I was like, cool, I'm going to get into this and I'm going to be the guy that break this cycle and be that,
So you actually, wow, that's so, like, I'm about to pick up on something. Like, so you actually learned from successful marriage.
Yes.
And then you actually learned from, what not to do.
Yeah.
And then that just came together as one. So your sacrifice was saying, like, for your wife, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but your sacrifice is sound like you were saying, like, hey, it's easier to sacrifice for somebody who, like, they're coming correct. Like, they know.
That's right.
Like, it's hard to sacrifice for somebody who ain't right.
Right. You can't really, like, see what's going on. Like, don't have that clear vision. Like, okay, man, this is...
They had some.
Right.
Right. They
It
telling me what they really want.
Right.
So she was like, she was super transparent then with you.
Basically, yeah. I saw coming, like, she coming from a family with the union already. So it kind of made it, like, easy for me, like, this is, I can learn from this. We can both learn from this marriage. Her having parents.
But
example.
I'm pretty sure you not having it though. That's a strong factor
too.
Yeah. Because that can either make you be what's the word? A player. I was about to say something else. Like, yo, I don't got no example.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it look like, so I'm just do me. I'm gonna do what I saw, but you didn't.
Right.
Like, what made you want to break that chain? Like, you just.
Well, just
Because you said you don't come from that.
Right. Just seeing it around you so much, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so it wasn't working.
It wasn't working for no one, even in my family members. It didn't work. So I put myself at a high pedestal. Like, hey, you be that guy to show the example for everybody, your cousins, your family members, your friends, everybody around you. And let's see how that turned out.
And you've been a major success at that, bro. Because, like I said, I come to you.
Yeah.
And so if you would have never, like, stepped into that, like, fully immersed yourself into that, like, role of, like, hey, I want to be a leader for other people, it could have, man, I wouldn't be able to say y'all my top 3.
That's dope.
You know what I mean? So, and that truly relates to the Love Conquers podcast and what this is all about. Like, paving a way and showing other people, like, what it look like. And it don't always look pretty.
Right.
They don't always look like smiles and giggles.
No.
But the fact that y'all been making it through this journey, sleeping on the floor just so your wife, can get sleep and you can try to help train your baby. Like, working midnights, like, knowing that your husband in the house with the baby, like, both full-time, workers, and they're now having a whole clothing brand. Like, that's dope. Like, so let's just bring this thing back some more. Cause I've been scared to unpack this 2nd grade thing, right? That's so many years.
That's a lot.
I mean, y'all been, it's like 10 years married is already like, wow. Because people not really just, and this, we used to see that with our grandparents.
Yeah.
Our great-grandparents. Like, 10 kids, one household, married for 50 years.
Yes.
We don't see that, like, first, we know we ain't seeing the kids like that. No 10, 12, 15 kids no more.
No.
None of that. And then the marriage is, like I said, like, I don't know what's going on. People not believing in it, or I think the social media age got a lot to do with it. And I'm a millennial, but I'm still thinking like, yo, it's so you have access to so much where it's hard for you to be focused on one thing, one person. And it's crazy that y'all been 10 years. But then when you go back before that, I mean, how long were you guys dating?
Maybe like a year?
A little over a year.
No, you just confused me.
Just shy of a year.
You just made my head hurt with that.
Yeah.
Wait. You only been married 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were dating for only 1 year.
Yes.
So now I'm doing the math in my head. Okay, cool. So I know you mentioned, he said teamwork, what makes y'all dope. You said your friendship. So were you guys friends from 2 to 20 something? Without dating?
No.
Okay, talk to me. Like
we were like we had gaps in between.
Oh, so when you say a year dating, like y'all went a straight year dating.
Straight year. Once we reconnected for like the 4th time.
Okay, so y'all was like together then not together, not
No.
We were never together in our adult life except for the 1 year.
So what do you mean
before marriage?
Well, we would like see each other like, here and there.
Like I see him at a party, I see him on the block, and then I saw him again for like the 4th time, and he really was like, I'm gonna call you, and he did.
Wait,
really? I saw him at Kenwood liquor store.
I got the question. Hold on, Mama. I got the question. So, because I think something's gonna come out of this, because it's what I think what makes our relationship dope, me personally, is you said friendship, you said teamwork. I'm saying I have known you over 10 years. I'm saying the longevity. Like most people who meet people in 2nd grade don't know them no more.
Right.
They don't talk to them like that. Like how many friends you got from 2nd grade?
Right.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But yeah.
I mean, you one of the rare people.
Right, I do.
Like I don't know 2nd grade. Now, like people saying like, hey, out of those people from 2nd grade, how many you like in your circle?
None.
I got quite a few.
In your circle?
Yeah, I
you
them in
rare.
You rare in my circle. It's a set circle. But,
so do you know that you rare?
I do know I'm.
Okay, because I was about to say the average person ain't reconnected with they 2nd grade homie.
I always call it a spiritual connection with.
Are you connected with a lot of people from 2nd grade too?
No.
Oh, I was about to say like maybe I'm crazy, but it's just him.
Because I lived in 2 other states besides Chicago. So I moved around a lot.
Okay.
So that's what kind of broke up the connection too with
for
us.
For me, yeah.
Okay, so I guess I can ask like this then. You never dated before that year.
What do you mean?
So that year before you got married. Okay. So
No. We never dated in the past until that year came.
No, never dated.
You guys were just talking?
Just talking every night. Like she said, when we would see each other, it would be a brief talk. I'll probably hit up on the phone.
Whatever.
Like one phone call.
Like one phone call. I never pursued it or nothing like that.
But what? That's weird though. Why not?
He was in his prime.
Yeah. I mean,
he was doing whatever he was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did y'all stay connected then? Like, because you got to put it, my mind, I'm like this. I'm 2nd grade, right? So you were actually friends in 2nd grade?
Yes.
Then 3rd grade friends?
Third grade, I think. Yes, that's when
right. But we still stayed on the same block. So, but she didn't go to the same school.
We lived literally
Did y'all
on
go
the
to the
same
same
block.
high school?
No.
Okay, that's a big difference.
We only went to the same school 1 year, and that was 2nd grade.
Yeah. How did y'all stay connected then?
We lived on the same block while I was a kid.
Until what age?
7th grade for me.
7th grade. Yeah.
And then I moved out of state.
And then you moved out of state?
Yes, to Colorado.
The whole state of Illinois?
Yes.
Then you came, so then did y'all stay connected on the phone?
Nope. No.
So then when did you come back?
I came back when I was a junior in high school.
Oh, now it's making okay.
So that's 98.
Now it's making sense.
I had no communication with him
Still
in
didn't communicate
98.
though.
Okay, so now 90. So you a junior.
Yes.
Not y'all weren't even at the same high school.
No.
So when did y'all see each other again for the first time?
This was after high school.
I was in college,
Yeah.
so
This was maybe 2003.
yes.
Don't give me timeline. So we going from junior year to senior year. Nope. Freshman in college. Nope.
No.
Sophomore in college. Nope.
No.
Junior in college.
Yes.
You ran into her at the college.
No, we ran into each other in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Up north.
A party up north.
Yes.
You like what? I remember
It was literally
you.
like that. Like, oh my God. Ooh.
That was the first time, and he looked the exact same way, but he was like bigger and had gained weight because in school he was like super freaking skinny, like a toothpick. So when I saw him, I'm like,
Was that like a good like?
yeah, I'm like, okay, dang.
So it wasn't bad weight.
No.
You gained
No.
a little muscle on you.
Right. I was like, oh my God, but he looked the exact same that I remember.
You said I glow in her eye. So then that's sophomore, junior year in college, and then did you go back to? So y'all didn't you didn't get each other numbers at that time.
We did, but
We
he
did.
never called me.
Okay, so cool, boom. Now you go back to school senior year.
Mm-hmm.
You come back home after college.
Yes.
Okay, and then you guys reconnected sometime between you coming home and.
I saw him on a block in Inglewood for the second time, and we like connected. He like called me once again, then called me again. So we wound up reconnecting at Kenwood Liquor on 87.
People,
Right off
they
87.
watching from all over the world. They don't know what
So it's like a known liquor store that's now closed because of whatever. But I saw him there. I'm like, hey, I'm having a birthday party. I just moved back to Chicago because I was living in Northwest Indiana.
Okay.
I'm like, come through. He was by himself. While we were in the store, he never got my number, anything. So me and my cousin, we left. We were driving out of Kenwood. He rolled down on us, like rolled down the window, and he was like, give me your address, where the party at, or whatever.
He could have got the number. He could have did that all
In the store, but he didn't. So he like flagged us down, which is fine. We stopped in traffic on a busy street in Chicago. And he wound up coming and hasn't left my life since.
That's you know why I wanted you to unpack this whole story, because sometimes people run into people that they supposed to be with, but they never take the opportunity, and then they end up with somebody they're not supposed to be with.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, let me get a number. This is a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Come through that.
Say that louder, because some people be missing a spiritual connection.
real.
Like they keep running into somebody, they keep seeing them, they keep maybe you should talk. They buddy like bro talk, and then they never take that option.
And the connection was instant. Like, we never went backwards after that party.
That's crazy, because like when you tell that story, and I believe in that, right? Like and when I say I believe in that, I believe in the aspect of I'm gonna go spiritual, like taking what God give you, like
Real talk.
is the person right there in front of you. You keep saying, I always see this girl.
Yes.
I always see this guy.
Yes.
But for some reason, you after something that don't even really want you. And I say that because, like, when I say y'all are my top 3 relationships that I look at, and I'm serious about that. And the second one I told you I was my boy in college. Same way with my wife. Like I said, bro, I saw her. I think she older than me. We was at college. I'm like, I just saw her in the cafeteria. We've been on the college campus for like the whole first semester. And I'm like, I ain't gonna see her again. He like, bro, you gonna see her again. Just so happens, 7 a.m. in the morning. Why we outside in the morning? We college students.
There she go.
He like, bro, let's go get something to eat. Some breakfast. And then dining hall. I want to get up early, go back to sleep, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then we go. She's just walking down by herself. He like, I'm like, bro, that's hot. He like, how can you tell? I'm like, I just know. And he just pushed me out there to go talk to her.
Nice.
And And I say that story connects to me because, like, what if this person, I would have just brushed past and said, you got lucky.
Yeah.
Like,
we got lucky.
Yeah, y'all did. And I say, like, people they not getting lucky. Y'all just won the lottery.
Yes.
You with somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with.
Real talk.
Like, you had a daughter, like, only one kid with each other. Not like, and I'm not throwing no shade, but a lot of people don't even want that headache. Multiple kids, multiple different peoples. Not being able to have a baby in one house. And a man told me, rich man once told me, crazy, really successful dude. He said, I got all this money. I can get any girl I want. And like, he can bag it up too. He got game, mouthpiece. Like, he can talk to any woman, handsome guy. And he said, the only thing that I wanted out of life was to, and he about, so let me give you he's about 60 now. He said, the only thing that I wanted out of life was to raise all my kids in the same household by the same person. And I never got the opportunity. Like, to live with that. Like, super successful. I mean, damn, they're multi-millionaire type successful. Handsome at 60. Still, you see him clean, can step. The whole nine. I'm gassing him up, for real. And when you got all of that, and you say, the only thing I wanted in life was to raise my kids up in one house. Y'all hit the lottery. Because it's people who like, no, I don't care about none of that. I just want a teammate. So this life thing too hard. Like, I just want somebody I can, if I know that if I'm going to pick up the kids on this day, she got them that day. Like, that's dope.
Yeah.
So I got to ask this because, like, while I have y'all on this platform, this podcast, and, you know, y'all brand, I know about to do super, you know, be super successful. I want to be, I hope I am, I don't know, but I want to be the first person when they say, oh yeah, we want to interview the Bartons, I can say they was first on my podcast. Right? What does the next 10 years look like for you guys?
I think for
as
us,
far as our marriage.
For our marriage, the next 10 years is going to be dynamic. Our daughter is 10, so she'll be away at college or doing whatever she wants because I'm not going to put my daughter in a box. So whatever makes her happy, I'm going to support her and make sure she gets to the end goal of what makes her happy. So I want her to live a happy life and not a stressful life. Gotcha. I don't want her to work for somebody just for money. I want her to make money because it makes her happy. I believe we will be in Chicago part-time.
Okay.
And we'll be in another state with warmer weather full-time. But we'll always have a home here with our family. And I could see Elite Noir being the biggest brand, one of the biggest brands outside of Chicago.
Teamwork again, growing that together.
Setting the bar high.
Born and raised. Yeah. And I could see my husband taking his barber career to a whole nother level. You know, cutting celebrities and stepping out on that because he's had a lot of opportunities and hasn't taken it. So I believe he can step out and do that and travel some more, and I can hold the house down. So, and lots of travel all throughout Europe and different islands because traveling is really our happy place. Whenever we travel, we go out of the country at least 2 times a year, ideally 4. I could see us basically being retired but doing what we love instead of working for a check.
That's amazing. Y'all
Getting our time back.
Y'all still young, so like for you, like your wife just said, I don't even know how you come behind that, right? Like,
I know.
But like, what do you see for y'all marriage in the next 10 years?
It's growing, man. Just growing stronger, trying to.
So hold on. I got a question then. Y'all ain't done growing.
Oh no.
That's a gem. Hold on, don't. So like, just because y'all been together for 10 plus years, it's
No.
still a lot of more growing to do.
Absolutely.
But it's still a lot of more work to do.
Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Every day you put in work.
Yeah.
I thought,
The growing is work.
once you get to the 10 years, though, that's it. You good. You don't got to do no more.
Oh, no, you get to the 10 years, that's it is. You got to get another 10. So that's right. That requires more work. Yeah.
It requires more work?
Yeah. Yes. Every day you put in work. Every day you marry, you put in work.
But isn't it supposed to be on autopilot by that time?
No way.
Y'all in sync right now. I'm feeling it in sync. I know what y'all saying is real.
Yes.
But I just thought 10 years like you good.
No.
So I don't know if it's a myth or whatever, but they say in a 10-year relationship, you grow apart, and in relationships, people they don't be the same.
No, that ain't no myth, bro.
Right.
I say it on all my podcasts. That my listeners probably sick of me saying it. That's good, bro. I'm glad you said that because they say most people don't. But you know what? They say most people don't make it to the 10-year mark. But I figured like if you made it to the 10-year mark, you golden. But you say you still gotta do so much work.
Yeah, you still gotta do work, man. You gotta ask a lot of questions. You gotta check in with your spouse and relationship. Hey, babe, we good here? Is there anything that we need to change? I ask her on a regular. Like she be like, "What you talking about, fool? Man, do you still, you still look at me the same? You still love me? And I love
serious
still.
when you
Yeah, I'm
ask those
serious. Yeah.
You know what? That's so crazy.
You want that fire still lit from year one.
You don't want to burn it out.
No, you don't want to burn it out.
Let me ask y'all this then: are y'all willing to? And I ask, are you willing to do anything to make this thing last? And I'm saying I guess I can just ask you straightforward. Are you guys willing to put in that work with anything if it could help y'all marriage last?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
We're 100% committed.
Therapy, books if you needed to.
Yes.
Going to talk to friends and pastor if you needed to.
Yes.
Getting on the Love Conference podcast.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like y'all with all that.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
That's a gem. 10-year mark, you gotta do way more work, and I'm hearing you say you better be willing to put in that work, whatever that work look like. Because a lot of people not willing to like self-help book, therapy, pastor, friends,
Right.
We all in.
You all in.
Yeah.
That's how y'all got to the first 10.
Yes.
All in.
This is good here. Like I don't know where to take it. I can keep going. Listen. This is so good. I mean, y'all a super dope couple. I want to play a game. Now I play it all my podcasts at the end of my podcast. But before we play the game. Is it anything that y'all want the people to know, like with this marriage thing? Getting the 10 years, like, is there anything from you specifically that you want to help somebody, with to say, hey, you can do this?
I just feel like personally, once you enter into a relationship, especially marriage, treat that woman how you treated her when you first met her. So if you were dating her, if you were courting her, if you were taking her out, you were buying her flowers, like continue to keep it fresh. Like don't ever have a drought where she doesn't feel appreciated or loved. Continue to do the things you were doing in the beginning all throughout your marriage. Like for me, date night is extremely important. And if I don't have a date night at least once a month, it will probably be a problem. True or false?
Facts.
But I'm also blessed to have a support system that will help us through that. But I would say do the same thing you did to get her to keep her. That's important.
I agree with that.
The same thing you did to get her to keep her.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then any closing remarks from you?
Well, just to touch up on what she said.
Yeah, you saying, hey, whatever you did, man or woman.
Yeah, and stay attentive to what she's saying, like your spouse, like for real. If she's
like
reaching out, listen to her. Yes. Don't take
So,
that for granted.
Put you on the spot, and then we're gonna go into the game. Your wife still do what she did in the beginning for you?
Yes, she does.
Mm.
Yeah, she does. Yes,
That's dope.
she does.
Hey, you said it on the Love Conquers podcast, so I believe it, right? And I just, I appreciate y'all again because I've been learning from y'all, and this is how I know I've been learning from y'all. I wish my wife was on this right now because she gonna say I do it all the time. I got a thing where I say, any given moment, I'm corny with it. I'm everything. Like we gotta check in, and like at that moment, whatever we doing, we have to stop. Whoever initiates the check in. No matter what time it is, no matter what day it is, no matter how busy you are, no matter check, you do the check. I mean, you got to check in, and I get locked in. Hey, what you need, what you going through. So the fact that y'all said that is anything that I'm doing wrong. Like where you at mentally right now in the moment with me. Mm-hmm. The fact that y'all said that y'all do check-ins, and I thought I coined that like check, like y'all do it. This is how I know I've been learning from y'all. Without y'all even telling me y'all do that. I just been watching it. So I know this is gonna be one of my most dopest podcasts. Mm-hmm. But let's play the game. So I need y'all to face each other. Mm-hmm. And so I take it serious because I check on my the guests that come on my podcast and I ask them like did they keep their commitment. So this game is built on when you are going through rough times because everything doesn't look like peaches and cream all the time. Mm-hmm. Like just stop and do this for me. And I'm saying that I did it with my wife and it was an amazing experience. And so if you can just do this and remember this game during rough times, I think it'll help y'all. Okay. Or whatever y'all going through. So anybody can start, but how you started saying our unity created this. So I'll give you an example. You're gonna go back and forth. Whoever loses has to do something nice for the other person. Okay. So our unity, and you can steal this example, but I gotta say it because I'm wearing it. Our unity created this brand. Okay. Our unity created our daughter. Right. Our unity. Right. So y'all just gonna go back and forth.
Right. Don't steal all my ideas.
Look, and go. You go first.
Okay. Our unity created our wonderful family.
Our unity created our friendship.
Our unity created our trust.
Our unity created our great marriage.
Our unity created our love.
Our unity created our beautiful home.
Our unity created...
Let's go! He loves. Listen, this is the Love Conquers podcast, and their unity actually helped me and my wife get married. So... Tune in to this episode, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends and family because this is a movement. This is not just a podcast. This is a movement. We're trying to help other couples thrive. Look, go from failing to succeeding and then thriving, right? Yeah. We're trying to help couples be what they wanted to be when they first got married, which is successful in their marriage. Yeah. So chime in to the Love Conquers podcast. Look, I'm going to have all the info in the bio. Elite Noir. Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's going to be hey, look, go support their brand. Yes. It's a black couple doing amazing things. Why wouldn't you? Like, this is the Love Conquers podcast, and that's what it's all about. Let's go.